Oh, it smells really good. And now I'm just going to try some of this, just to see how it tastes. I'm going to try a prawn and some of the veggies too. Try a bit of water chestnut. That's really delicious. Yep. Looking forward to that for my dinner now. Hi everyone and welcome back to Googie's Kitchen, and if you are new here then hello and welcome. My name's Alexis, and in today's video I want to share with you how to make my delicious sticky noodle prawn stir fry. As I just mentioned, today I'm going to be making a sticky noodle prawn stir fry. So this recipe is really easy to do. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a sauce for this. So in this jug here I have about 200 mils of bone broth. If you don't have bone broth, you could use chicken stock, or you could use vegetable stock as well if you want to, or even fish stock if you're feeling fancy. And I'm making this for Ted, Howard and myself. So I'm making this for like 2.5. So I've sort of halved the ingredients and then added a little one. So this is a bit less than 200 mils. And I'm also going to put in to that about 1.5 tablespoons of tomato puree. In the original recipe that was 2 tablespoons. And then I'm going to add to that about 2 tablespoons of honey as well. So that's 1. I think I'm probably going to do 1.5 actually. And this is where the sticky bit comes in, is from the honey. The honey makes it taste really sweet and really delicious. So we do like a bit of honey in this house. I'm just going to mix those together. And then I'm going to add in some tamari to that as well. Tamari is a fermented soya sauce. If you can't get tamari, then you can always use soya sauce. I have a slight gluten allergy, so I always like to use gluten-free products, and tamari is a gluten-free product, so that's good. And I'm just going to stir those around as well. And then to that, I'm going to add in a teaspoon of dried mixed herbs as well. And to add a little bit of extra sweetness without using sugar, I'm going to add in a teaspoon of dried sweet cinnamon. And the dried sweet cinnamon, ground sweet cinnamon, does go really well with the prawns, I promise you. Ground sweet cinnamon also goes really well with tuna fish as well. Does actually really complement the fish, and it sort of brings out the saltiness in it as well. So yes, I'm just going to mix these around. And while I'm mixing these around, I just want to say that if you do enjoy videos like this one and you want to see more, then please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And if you have enjoyed this video, please do give it a big thumbs up, because it lets me know to make more videos like this one. So yeah, so now I'm going to set this aside and I'm going to start making the actual stir fry. So I've got myself a large pan and I'm going to put this onto a high heat on my hob, and I'm going to add oil to the base of that pan like so. And I'm going to leave the pan now to heat up. The pan is getting nice and hot, so I have just simply topped and tailed some spring onions. So I did about a bunch of spring onions. I think I said about the same in the original recipe. I think I said about 8 spring onions in the original one, so I probably used about 6 here. And what I've done is I've removed the tops and the tails, and I've just sliced it into 1/2 centimetre pieces, I'd say. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this into the base of the pan like so, and I'm going to fry these spring onions for a few minutes until they become soft and sort of start to go clear and translucent, so sort of see-through colour. My spring onions have started to soften, and the whitish ones have started to become slightly clear and see-through. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in 1 carrot. So I've peeled and sliced this carrot lengthways. So I've made little batons from the carrot. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add those to the base of the pan. And I'm also just going to turn down the heat a little bit, because the pan is getting a wee bit too hot. So I'm going to add a bit of water to the base of the pan as well. get any of the spring onions or carrots that might be getting stuck, that's all. And I'm going to fry these carrots for a further few minutes. You don't want them too soft, but you don't want them too hard either. So there's a fine balance here. Slightly crunchy is quite nice, I always find. But if you like your carrots softer, if you like softer carrots in your stir fry, then obviously fry them for slightly longer. But I'm just going to fry these for another minute or so, I'd say. The carrots have started to soften, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in some green beans. So I've got about a handful of sliced green beans. If you don't like green beans, then you could use other vegetables as well. You could use a bit of pak choy or spinach if you prefer spinach. That's always nice in a stir fry. And then I'm going to add to that a tin of bamboo shoots. So bamboo shoots I normally find in the Asian section of the supermarket. They come in these very small tins and they're normally full of water as well. So you obviously just drain them and then you put them into your stir fry. And then I've got some water chestnuts here as well. And again, I find these normally in the Asian section of the supermarket. And as I said, they come in these very small tins as well. And I'm just going to fry these now for a further few minutes. I've been frying these for a further few minutes. And everything has warmed through and starting to soften slightly, which is the way I quite like stir fries. If you want them softer, then obviously fry them for longer, as I said earlier. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in some uncooked prawns. So I've got about, I'd say 300 grams of uncooked prawns, maybe 350 grams. And I'm going to add these to the base of the pan. And I'm going to cook these until they start to turn pink. In the original recipe, I think this serves 4, so I think I said about 500 grams. But as I said earlier, it's only Ted, Howard and I having this meal, so I've used about 350 grams. My son absolutely loves prawns, so he'll be happy there are lots in here, I'm sure. So as I said, again, I'm just going to stir these until they start to turn pink, and I might just turn the heat up a little bit as well, just to get some heat through them and to penetrate them and to help them to cook as well. So I'm going to continue to cook these prawns. The prawns are cooked, they've all turned pink, which is great. I have used uncooked prawns, but if you are using cooked prawns, then you won't need to take as long to cook them in the pan. You can just throw them in at the end. Obviously, because I'm using uncooked prawns, I want them to be cooked properly, and they did take about 4 minutes to cook as well. You don't want to cook prawns for too long because they tend to go rubbery otherwise, and nobody likes a rubbery prawn, do they? So yes. But 4 minutes is probably about the amount of time that you will need to cook prawns in a frying pan. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the sauce in. So I'm just going to pour this over like so. So that's all gone in. I'm just going to leave that on the hob to simmer for a few moments, and then I'll come back and I'll add the noodles. So all I'm going to do for the noodles is just cook them as per the packet instructions. So if you have noodles, then I would just suggest you cook them as per the packet instructions. That seems to work for me, and I hope it works for you too. The noodles have cooked, so I'm just going to add them to the stir fry, and I'm going to mix everything together, and then I'm going to serve myself a little bit of this, and I'm going to see what it tastes like. So I'm going to try and break up some of the noodles so I can get them in the bowl, like so. And then I'm just going to add some prawns on top with some of the veggies as well. Oh, it smells really good. And now I'm just going to try some of this, just to see how it tastes. I'm going to try a prawn and some of the veggies too. Try a bit of water chestnut. That's really delicious. Yep. Looking forward to that for my dinner now. That's how you make my delicious sticky noodle prawn stir fry, and that recipe I will link in the description box below for you. As I mentioned earlier, I'm going to be having this for my dinner this evening, and it smells and tastes so good, I can't wait. So for now, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to give me a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and please feel free to leave any comments below. And please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. See you all soon. Bye.